See if I can find some music. Oh my god. Lo-fi. Some tunes in the background tonight. Good evening, folks. How are you tonight? Hope you're doing good as we're coming in here. Are you a night owl? Are you an early bird? Or are you just a dodo? And you just never know what you're going to do. Hey, guys, I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. It is 7:48 up here in Anchorage, Alaska. So if you're over on the East Coast, I'll put you about, that's 11:48. You guys are knocking on midnight there. How is the weather down there in the lower 48? How are you doing? I know my lighting is a little weird. I don't know why it's doing this tonight, but is what it is. Hope you guys are having an awesome night. Tell me where you're coming in from. I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. 7:48 tonight on this evening. Are you, would you say, you're a night owl, you're an early bird, or you're just a dodo and you don't know what time you're going to bed? I would classify myself generally as a dodo, though I'm also an early bird. I don't know if that has to do with how old I'm getting to be, but you know what? I tend to get started about 3:30 in the morning. Doesn't matter what time I go to bed, that's when I get up. And part of that has to do with the fact that I'm getting older. I know that. I get that. Part of it has to make sure, I need to make sure that I'm always staying metabolically healthy. I do think I need to eat more bacon. I don't know about you, but I think everybody should eat more bacon. Good evening, folks. How are you tonight? As we come in here tonight, I want to talk a little bit about health. I want to talk a little bit about health tonight. Looking for what I want to talk about, by the way. What is it that I want to talk about? How are you this evening? Where are you coming in from? I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. Where are you coming in from? Oh, the poll didn't hit. Now it's there. There we go. That was weird. Anyway, it's all good. Where are y'all coming in from? I'm Coach Ken. I'm up in Anchorage, Alaska. Hope you're having an awesome one. Good evening, folks. Would you say tonight you are a night owl, you are an early bird, or you are a dodo? And I say by dodo, you really don't know what you are. So for me, I tend to be that dodo. I just lay out and I collapse. But I am usually somebody that gets up early. And by golly, if you're on tonight, you probably are a night owl. I'm usually early in the morning. I get started at about 3:30 in the morning. I get going. Tell me about you guys. Where are y'all coming in from? Where are you at? So if you're a night owl over on the East Coast, you guys are about almost midnight tonight. Good evening, folks. Good evening. Good evening. I am the old man up here. All right. Somebody called me the old man Unamate. You can call me that. That's all right. Grandpa. Unamate Grandpa is what I got called the other night. I will gladly wear that. I love my Unamate. All right, it's my number one drink. I've been drinking it now for, gosh, almost 2 years. Best thing in the world. How are you guys this evening? So I got a couple of night owls, it looks like, up here. Anybody an early bird? Anybody in here is going to join me as an early bird? Or are you going to be a dodo? Like I said, I'm kind of more the dodo. My sleep habits tend to be pretty crappy. And this week, even though I'm a nutrition coach, sometimes I get a little irresponsible. It's real. It's real, man. It's real. I bloody well had 2 slices of stuffed crushed pizza from Saverio's up here in Anchorage. It was a meat lovers. It was so good. Man, it was so good. Now, if you go look it up, Moose's Tooth is in Anchorage, rated as one of the best pizza places in the United States. But I'm going to tell you something. There are better pizzas in Anchorage than Moose's Tooth. Now, I'm nothing against Moose's Tooth. If you're up here and you love Moose's Tooth, it's okay. Hello, sir. Amelia Keats, how are you? How are you this evening? Where are you coming in from? I am Coach Ken. As I said, I was called the Unamate Grandpa the other day on TikTok. So you can call me that. I will gladly wear that. I go by a number of different titles. Right now, I'm Coach Ken, wellness preacher. Where are y'all coming in from? Love to hear. Would love to know. When you're up here in Alaska, you just don't know. I had the other night, I was had great conversations with somebody from Sri Lanka and somebody from India. Had regularly have Australia on here. One of my clients is down in New Zealand, which is pretty cool. I have to always communicate and use WhatsApp for that, which I've got that picture up there. I can put that up there if you want to get a hold of me and take part in my coaching. But when you're coming in, let me know, are you a night owl, an early bird, or are you a dodo? This music is pretty dang chill. I like this. I didn't know that I would like this music. Can y'all hear the music? It's kind of, I want to keep it low so we can have conversation. But what do you got going on? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me. Just an FYI, normally I'm drinking my Unimate. Tonight I'm having eggnog. This is the adult version of eggnog, by the way. Love the regular version. Love the... But we had, we were going through our pantry and found we had like 3 things of adult eggnog. So I got my bacon mug and I said, you know what, tonight I'm going to enjoy some eggnog. I've been snow blowing today. We've had, 8 inches of snow up here in Anchorage, Alaska. So I've been throwing the snow today. Had to go do that twice. Got on the phone, worked, and did. Thank y'all for the hearts. Thank you so very much. And was doing my fasting today. Thank you so much. Is that Aunt Chevelle? Is that right? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. I am Coach Ken up in Anchorage, Alaska. So yeah, we are at 13 degrees today. So it's a bit chilly up here and big ass flakes coming down up here. And fact of the matter is, love it. It is frustrating. It can be intimidating, but that's part of living up here in the glass frontier. Tell me what you got tonight. Are you a night owl? Are you an early bird? Or are you a dodo and you really don't know what you are? And if you're something up there and you don't want to be that, what would you like to be? What would you like to be? How would you like things to be different? I will tell you, one of the reasons I get on here is to talk about health. And you can imagine that, yes, as the Unimate grandpa, that health matters to me. I am a nutrition coach and I want people to be healthy. I want you to be healthy. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, I clearly was not healthy. It was not a good thing, right? It was not a good thing. Let me see if I can pull this up here. And we'll take a quick gander at this. Gander. There's a word we don't hear very much anymore. But here's the reality. So when Dr. G and I were diagnosed, me with diabetes, with Dr. G with pre-diabetes, we weren't doing really good. Didn't look really good, did it? It was not a pleasant thing. Didn't look good, didn't feel good, right? Dealing with all kinds of issues. And it sucked. It really, really sucked. It sucked an egg. It sucked a bad egg, right? But you can sit there and see the difference. It's like we went from 50s back down. I feel like the 20s, but I'd say maybe more the 30s, right? We aged in reverse. I mean, we really look like grandparents here, right? We're not, by the way. I have no grandkids. Not counting us ever having grandkids, but the reality of it is but here we are. Here we are, changed and transformed. All because I listened to my wife. Listen to your wife. It might save your life. And if you don't want to listen to your wife, listen to my wife. It might save your life. I'm going to share with some of her advice, right? That's part of what I'm going to share tonight is a little bit of what she taught me. Because when we started on this journey to reverse that, we had no idea. We were like opening up this whole bag of of shiz, as my daughter would say. This whole thing that no one was talking about. Now my wife's a doctor. Keep in mind, Dr. G is a doctor. She's been a dentist for 30 years. If there's somebody that you think would know about nutrition, it would be a dentist, right? Right there as far as a doctor, because it goes in the mouth. But the issue of insulin resistance and metabolic health is something that she didn't get in medical school. When they talked about diabetes back in the day, they called it what it is: sugar diabetes. Sugar diabetes. It's interesting they changed the name to type 2 diabetes rather than sugar diabetes, because now it's confused as to what it is. There's the reality. So, insulin resistance is this root cause of all of these conditions up here. Right up there is that diabetes. But it's not the only one. I want you to take a look. Things like migraines, right? Cancer, PCOS in women, heart disease, obesity, right? Neuropathy, right? The pain in our fingers, our joints, our extremities. But that's just our body screaming. What about when the body's whispering? What about when the body's whispering and you got skin tags? Maybe you've got a little bit of PCOS, things that you don't necessarily feel but are there, fatty liver. Just listen to a great seminar on that one. Learn so much more about that. All those are things that just we're dealing with. Those conditions. And those things, that insulin resistance is part of what disrupts our sleep patterns. That's part of why I asked the questions. Kind of curious about where we're at, learning what disrupts our sleep. What we know is that when we continue to eat all day long, and the way that we eat has been ruining so much about our health. And when I say that, I mean it this way. See, we eat multiple times during the course of the day. We just constantly are eating all the time. Bam, 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 bam. How many meals a day were you taught to eat? Was it 3 or 6? Just out of curiosity, how many meals a day were you taught to eat? Type in the comments. Was it 3 or 6? I know I was taught 3. And healthy snacks. I was taught 3 meals a day and healthy snacks. I was taught that apple juice is a great thing to say. Aryan King, is that you, Eddie? All right. We were taught right here that apple juice is just fine. Get your nutrition. Get apple juice, right? Jump on that apple juice, right? Get healthy. Drink your vitamins and stuff. But see, the thing is that apple juice is nothing more than sugar. You took the fiber away. You took the fiber away. And when we take the fiber away, there's nothing to control the glucose spikes, which is leading to insulin resistance. We do the rice, same thing. We take the fiber away. So Eddie, thank you. I don't get the Aryan King, but alrighty then. But yeah, we've totally messed up our food system, right? I'm so thankful we have a new food pyramid, but really, I didn't need a food pyramid to learn how to eat. I learned how to listen to those that were actually paying attention to what was going on. Because when we eat this way, it's totally screwing us up. But there is a solution to that. And the solution to that is changing a couple of things. And you don't have to change much. You don't have to change much. In fact, it is one of the simplest things that you can do. It is what we did. It's what my wife did. It's what she taught me. All right. And it's what I'm here sharing with you. If we did two things, one of those is intermittent fasting. All right. When we do intermittent fasting, we typically are eating all the time. And every time we eat, our blood sugar spikes. And that red line is that insulin trying to get it all back down again. Right. But when we change that protocol, when we change our approach to doing it, right, one of those is we find that when we do intermittent fasting, actually brings down those insulin levels greater than when we're doing calorie restriction. And here's the thing, when you're doing intermittent fasting, people are like, calories in, calories out. Don't treat your body like a calculator. If you start to go to 2 meals a day and knocking out snacking, eating until you're full, and eating in the right way, you're going to put yourself in a calorie restriction without having to do it. But the better part about it is, here's the secret. You're going to eat until you're full. You're going to eat the things that you like to eat. I'm a redneck from down south. I like my fried chicken, my fried catfish, and get between me and my mama's banana pudding, and I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass on somebody, okay? So we're gonna, and when I teach people, if you want to be a vegan, be a vegan. You still want to put a priority on protein. You still want to put a priority on fibers, but you cannot ignore the healthy fats and the proteins to be healthy. So we change the order that we eat. We do intermittent fasting, and when we break that fast, we eat fiber, fats, and proteins. 30, 60, 90. If you want to do any math, all we're thinking is 30 grams of fiber, 60 grams of fat, 90 grams of protein. Now, if you want to do what we did, which if you saw our picture, we supercharged that. We supercharged that in a way that reinforced everything. So when we talk about the protocol, we talk about something that's in the provider's digital reference. We talk about something that's all naturals, plant foods, all right? How many of y'all have heard of yerba mate? If you've heard of a yerba mate, type a yes in the comment. I mean, you may have seen the can in the store, the yellow cans of it, right? They're like $3, depending on where you're at. How many of y'all have heard of yerba mate? Maybe you've heard about Vladimir Guerrero. Maybe you've heard about the Brazil soccer team. They took over 1,000 pounds of yerba mate when they went to win the World Cup this last year. They call it the drink of the gods, which I didn't know. When I started drinking this, I don't brew it. I just have it in a concentrated form. This is the packet that I use. All right, it's about $1.75 a day. I sip on it during the day. It increases my body's GLP-1 and it brings down the food cravings that I have. So it makes intermittent fasting so much easier. It's stimulating to your body's GLP-1. So stop and think about that. If you don't take anything about this today, when you go to your doctor, if you're on a GLP-1, things like Wegovy or Ozempic or anything like that, you go talk to them, ask them about this because they can find out about this product in the PDR.net. There's no interaction. There's no interaction with any other medications that you're on. If you're already on that medication, you can do this. All right? And it's a game changer. You want the best natural energy drink on the planet? It's right here. You just mix it up in water. Usually in about 16 to 24 ounces is what I do. I like to put it in a lot of water. Best energy drink on the planet. Theobromine, caffeine's in there. Don't have a problem. People have so much more energy to do things they haven't done before or haven't done in a long time. Either one of those. So it works. You get tea and you get fiber. All right? Tea and fiber. Now the fiber is unique in the fact that it's not Metamucil. It's not your great grandparents' fiber. Metamucil is something called psyllium husk. We don't eat psyllium husk. Human beings have never eaten psyllium husk. This fiber right here lowers your blood sugar levels. It actually works like metformin. So what it did for me, it helped to bring my blood sugar back under control. Let's see if I can pull this up here real quick, just so you got a little bit better idea of how this kind of flows into things. It works like this. It fits right into this pattern. So what we do during the day, we start when we're doing a fast. We fast all night long. We wake up in the morning. I just drink the tea. I get over here and around lunchtime, I have my first meal. If I want to have a breakfast food, I'll have breakfast food. But I skip breaking my fast. That's all I do. And then I eat fiber, fats, and proteins. I go the rest of the day, I don't snack. And then when I have my biggest meal of the day, I'll do the fiber. I'll take the fiber before that biggest meal of the day to make sure that I get my glucose under control. Now, everything I talked to you can do this without doing this, right? Because this is food. But if you want to supercharge your health, that's exactly what we did. Now, if you're interested in learning more, well, there goes the phone. There you go, right? Sorry about that, folks. All right. So we got a dodo in the house. All right. Dodos unite. Yes, I love it. Yes. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Oh, man. Sorry about that. My phone is like wanting to fall. I apologize. I can understand why somebody would leave. That's like rude, isn't it? You're coming to my house and I knock things over. All right. My lighting is all off now. Everything is good. There we go. All right. So I'm going to move that right out of the way. Trying to. All right. Get that, make that a little bit smaller. So there is my contact information. James Cameron, Baba Benji. Tell me more. What about James Cameron? All right. This is my contact information. If you want to reach out to me about the tea and the fiber, if you order it from me and you work with me, Dr. G and I do this as coaching. This is a big part of what we do. All right. You order the tea and the fiber, you get us as coaches. You look like him. I do. I don't think I look like James Cameron. I've never had anybody say that. I've had people say I look like Wayne Gretzky. I've had people say I look like Wayne Gretzky, although I don't have the hair. I've never had anybody say I look like James Cameron. I wish I had the money that James Cameron did. I'm working on it. But more than anything, I want to help people heal. So if you're interested in ordering, if you'd like to know more, definitely subscribe to our channel. I'm constantly doing videos. We have a sugar detox that we're going to be starting here next week on Sunday, February 1. We start to do a sugar detox. If you've never done that before, that right there is a big part of helping to bring those insulin levels down to move you in that place of health. And if you're looking for a coach to work with, that's what we do. And when you order the protocol, you don't have to pay for us. That's where you get the tea and the fiber. You get 90 of the package, so it's going to be 60 of the tea, 30 of the fiber. You get a 90-day money-back guarantee when you do this. All right? And it is, but if you don't want to do it, that's totally fine. Be here, learn the science, pay attention to the videos, which there's a bunch of. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back on with a science call, talking specifically about sugar issues, right? Sugar detox and food addiction. That's one of the biggest things that we deal with, right? All right. Well, thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going to make this live a little bit shorter than I normally do, but please make sure that you subscribe. I'm not even sure where to tell you to do that, but I appreciate the likes and the hearts and everybody being here. I will be back tomorrow morning, and we'll be right here on here. Check some of my videos out, our shorts, some of our long form as we're kind of building that out, but we're going to be here to help with your healing and that journey. Thanks so much for being here. Go get the day, make it golden. Go get the night, make it golden. Go be excellent to yourself and go be excellent to one another. Thank y'all for being here.